In the heart of San Andreas lies a land untouched by the rush of city life, vast, serene, and filled with secrets waiting to be discovered. This is Red County, a sprawling rural expanse that stands at a stark contrast from the neon lights and the concrete jungle of Los Santos. Here, the rhythm of life is led by the rustling of tall redwood trees, the gentle flows of rivers, and the distant hum of farm machinery, a place where time seems to slow, where the past and present blend together in quiet harmony. But beneath the surface, Red County holds more than just natural beauty. From the lively agriculture town of Blueberry to the quiet streets of Dillmore, Red County is riddled with many mysteries to be discovered by the player. In today's video, we will venture out to Red County to explore these mysteries. My name is Lunch Tray Boy, and let's get started. Nestled northeast of Red County, right off the freeway, is a small town of Palomino Creek, with a humble population of 6,800 residents. Palomino Creek is settled just above Fisher's Lagoon. The town of Palomino Creek includes a purchasable safe house for the player, an ammunition, and a pizzeria. Palomino Creek is the largest town in Red County, with dozens of lower middle class homes, a hardware store, a real estate office, a diner, a home cinema store, a furniture store, a dry cleaners, a general store, a bank, and a drive-through confession chapel, and a local library. But beneath the tranquility of this small town lies a world of hidden stories and mysteries. As mentioned earlier, Palomino Creek is home to a drive-through confession chapel. On the property of the chapel is a cemetery, and although it's difficult to make out what the tombstones say, one thing of interest in this cemetery would be the above-ground grave at the end of the cemetery, where the cover of the grave looks to have been moved, where there looks to be no body inside of the grave. In front of the grave is a shovel that the player can equip. There are theories that this could be a zombie Easter egg, but zombies wouldn't need a shovel to break out of an already above-ground coffin. And in the case of a grave robbers are only known to steal valuables off the body of the deceased. They don't usually tend to steal the entire body. This could be a case of a necrophiliac. This theory could be supported with dialogue from nearby NPCs saying, "I like when they're still warm." Moving just outside of Palomino Creek to Fisher's Lagoon would be the mystery of the rusty wheelchair at the end of the dock. There's many myths surrounding this rusty wheelchair. There's some theories that this is a reference to the 1974 horror film Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This could also be a reference to the 2003 Rockstar title Manhunt. Moving northeast to Palomino Creek would be the hilltop location dubbed Hanky Panky Point. As implied in the name, it's said that it's visited by teenage couples for sex. There has been alleged sightings of the infamous Bigfoot, but not much else of interest is here. Moving west to Palomino Creek, we find ourselves in the small town of Montgomery. With a minuscule population of just 3,600, Montgomery has a pizzeria, a horse betting track, a hospital where the player can respawn, a Sprunk soda factory, a bioengineering lab, a hardware store, a liquor store, a cafe, an office supply store, and 2 trailer parks. If we move north of Montgomery, we will find an apartment building dubbed by the community Hell House. This apartment building was looked to have been charred by smoke from a recent fire. Strangely enough, an MP5 spawns by the back entrance of the apartment. Some players claim to see the face of Satan in the charred building, which is speculated that the devil himself caused this fire. If we look behind the hospital in Montgomery, we can find a fenced-off well with signs warning of bio-waste. At night, the well will have a green hue glowing from inside of it, implying that hazardous waste is in the well. It's speculated that since the bio-well is located behind the hospital, that the hospital is illegally disposing of biohazardous waste into the well to avoid paying for expensive disposal fees. This could be a potential health crisis for the town of Montgomery as well. But the bioengineering lab in the town could also be a potential suspect, which could explain the barrels at the shores of Fisher's Lagoon, which could lead to a much larger conspiracy of water pollution in the state of San Andreas. Moving south of Montgomery off the beaten path onto the rugged terrain and towering trees, we find ourselves in Fern Ridge, the location of Catalinas Cabin. Those of us who played through the story of San Andreas, we came to this location to do missions for Catalina, and after she leaves San Andreas with Claude, we end up owning her cabin as a safe house. At first glance, nothing of interest is seen here. We see that Catalina lived in a run-down cabin, but if we look closer, we can see the porch's floor is stained with blood, along with bullet holes through the front windows. We can also find more bullet holes on the side windows as well. But if we venture to the left of her house, we can find 3 shallow graves, along with a shovel the player can equip. In previous missions, Catalina claimed to have had 3 husbands before the events of San Andreas. She could have killed them and buried them outside of her house, which would explain the gunshots through the windows and the blood-stained porch. Unfortunately, the house cannot be entered for further investigation. Moving westbound to the agriculture town of Blueberry, with a population of just 1,300, Blueberry offers a safe house for the player in this apartment complex, a pizzeria, an ammunition, an abandoned truck terminal, 2 trailer parks, a seafood restaurant, a construction office, a liquor store, a bus depot, and a brewery factory. Throughout the town of Blueberry, there is a peculiar blue glow seen only at night. It has been theorized that the reasoning behind these strange lights is due to the Epsilon cult, and that the cult's main headquarters resides in Blueberry, and strangely enough, the town of Blueberry is at the direct center of San Andreas' map. On screen now, you will see the blue lights that we found around the town of Blueberry. As mentioned earlier, as we started this segment, there is an abandoned truck terminal in the southern portion of Blueberry, and as seen with strange glowing lights, the same glowing lights are seen in the terminal. So there is some suspected connection to the Epsilon cult with this location. However, I beacon the question on why this terminal has been abandoned. In nearby Flint County, we are able to go to a truck terminal and begin trucking missions, where the player can do deliveries in a semi-truck. But unlike its Flint County counterpart, the truck terminal of Red County is left barren. Perhaps it can be speculated that this truck terminal was damaged by the earthquakes that happened before the events of San Andreas. But if that was the case, why was the rest of Blueberry able to rebuild but not this truck terminal? Could it be that due to the destruction of this truck terminal, that they were forced to relocate to Flint County? My earthquake theory could hold some validity due to the hanging ceiling lights from inside the terminal, also to the collapsed light pole outside. However, that wouldn't explain the age signs outside that looks like it was made decades prior to the events of San Andreas. Now, so far in this video, I went over mysteries and myths that could have some validity to them surrounding Red County. I thought I would go over a less likely yet popular myth in the community: alleged Leatherface sightings. Alleged Leatherface sightings have been reported in the Panopticon, Fisher's Lagoon, North Rock, Shady Cabin, Hampton Barns, and the creepy house located in Los Santos. Focusing on just Red County areas, in the Panopticon, in an abandoned sawmill west of Blueberry, it's been alleged that chainsaw noises could be heard here late at night. It also has been reported by players that they would be attacked by an NPC wielding a chainsaw. Strangely, you can find a chainsaw here by the chopped down trees. What still gives this rumor some legitimacy is this quote on Rockstar's website about the Panopticon in San Andreas. At the very center of the state of San Andreas, Blueberry is a farming community and home of the Fleischberg Brewery. To the west of the local farm, Blueberry Acres, lays a large hill known locally as the Panopticon. The Panopticon affords views of both Bone County, Flint County, and Eastern Basin Airport. We're sure some crime takes place here, only currently we don't know what. The mentioned crime that takes place at the Panopticon could allude to the potential possibility of Leatherface in San Andreas. Still, 21 years later after release of GTA San Andreas, there has been no legitimate proof that Leatherface does exist in San Andreas, but this is still a very popular myth within the community. If you guys made it this far in this video, thank you for watching. I had a lot of fun making this video. I hope you guys did go on to enjoy it as well. And if you guys did, feel free to leave a like and a comment, and subscribe as well. With all that out of the way, I hope you guys have a great day.